there. I just wanted to give you a quick update, but I'm going to tell a funny hospital story first. So back in May of 2023, I had to go to the hospital, and I refer to it as being held hostage by the hospital. So they thought I was having a heart attack, which I appreciate them being diligent, but they would run a test and they'd say, you're not having a heart attack, but let's do this test. So I also have mild asthma, and I had not treated my asthma that particular day. Anyway, so the last test of the day, which was delayed for hours, was a stress test. And when I did the stress test, they said, sorry about my hair there. You can see all kinds of goofiness because I'm not going to edit this because I just have my phone. They had me do the stress test, and I told them, yeah, I kind of need to stop because my asthma is bothering me. It's not my heart, it's the asthma. I can tell it is. But of course, it was sus because I, said I was having a little trouble breathing. So anyway, I didn't last long on the treadmill. I think 5 minutes, maybe a little longer. But anyway, so then they take the images. Well, they take images before, and then they put some nuclear medicine in, if any of you have ever had a stress test. So they take the images before you have the stuff put in. Oh, my thing is beeping. I'm going to pause. Okay, so all that beeping was the IV had run out. It's just a very, very slow drip, liquid and electrolytes or whatever, saline basically. Anyway, so I do the stress test. They mark it that I, didn't last very long, whatever. And the whole time I'm telling him it's chest pressure, not chest pain. But side note, if you ever go to a hospital ER and you want to get in ASAP, you say chest pain and you're in a room getting vitals and stuff taken within like 5 minutes. Just an FYI. Not that you should feel that, because I did not want to be held hostage overnight. So here's what happened. So the stress test, they take the images before and after the stuff they stick in you, and then the run or whatever on the treadmill. So we go back down to the ER thinking I'm going to get released because everything's going to be fine, because my heart is fine, by the way. I've had even more tests since then. So I'm down in the ER waiting. And in comes Doogie Howser to say that, well, we would feel uncomfortable sending you home, so we need to admit you tonight. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I was supposed to leave 2 days later. So this is Thursday. I was going to leave on Saturday to go to California to meet my grandson that lives in LA, because he had been born May 22nd. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And this was a few days after he was born. Ridiculous. I'm like, panicking, freaking out. We're making all kinds of contingency plans. Anyway, that's not the super funny part. Obviously, I haven't really said anything funny yet. Here is the beginning of the really funny part. So the attending, or whoever he is, the guy in charge of the ER was about to leave, and he came in and explained why I was being admitted. The reason? On my stress test, I had an abnormality. Yep, exact words. So I'm like, the heck does that mean? Anyway, so I get admitted. The next morning, a woman cardiologist comes in. Well, first, back up. First, a guy from my regular primary practice was doing rounds, checked in with me, said, "We're not sure why they admitted you. This seems like GERD." Yep, it was GERD. I knew it was GERD. I kept telling them it was GERD, which is acid reflux. So then the lady cardiologist comes in and says, "We're not sure why they admitted you, because when I talked to them about the abnormality, they said, well, it could be a blockage, or it could be a shadow from her breast tissue." So guys, apparently according to the hospital, being a woman and having breasts makes you have an abnormality. And yes, that's my funny, are you kidding me, hospital story. This hospital stay has been completely different. I'm having hiatal hernia surgery, which should actually fix the GERD. So the long story short on that hospital stay, even though I didn't have a heart attack and got all the tests, they did eventually get to the root cause, which is the mildest, I'll call it, of the hiatal hernias. It's very, very common for any woman over 50. And I've had acid reflux for a lot of years, so it's not surprising. I wasn't really in any pain before. Now I'm in mild pain with this after this surgery, so it's not too bad. But anyway, I had hiatal hernia surgery, and it's going relatively well. They were really happy with how the procedure went. It's laparoscopic, so it's pretty small. But they literally wrap, if any of you are interested, they wrap part of your stomach, the fundal part of your stomach, around the top, or the bottom, I guess technically, the bottom of the esophagus to seal it off. And supposedly it completely cures, for most people, 80% or more, the GERD. So hopefully I won't have acid reflux anymore, so less medications. Obviously I'm still going to pay attention on my diet, but it's that's what it is. So if any of you ever have to have this lovely surgery, just make sure they're treating the right thing, because I have heard other people, they thought it was a hiatal hernia and it was actually a heart attack. So that direction is not frustrating, it's actually dangerous. So anyway, always pay attention to your body, and maybe you'll get an abnormality too. Talk to y'all later.